राम हरे जय कृष्ण हरे बलराम हरे जय कृष्ण हरे जय जय देव हरे जय जय देव हरे वंदे कृष्णा नंद कुमारा everyone नंद कुमारा मदन गोपाला नंद कुमारा मदन गोपाला मदन गोपाला मोहन रूपा मोहन रूपा मदन गोपाला मोहन रूपा नंद कुमारा जय जय देव हरे जय जय देव हरे जय सच्चिदानंद गौर हरे बलराम हरि जय कृष्ण हरे बलराम हरे जय कृष्ण हरे जय सच्चिदानंद गौर हरे जय सच्चिदानंद गौर हरे जय सच्चिदानंद गौर हरे बलराम हरे जय कृष्ण हरे जय राम हरे जय कृष्ण हरे जय जय देव हरे विष्णुपाद परमहंस परिव्राज कच्छर्य अष्टोत्तर सुत श्री श्रीमद् दिव्यांगे सभय चरणारविंद भक्ति वेदांत स्वामी शिल प्रभुपाद के जय ओम विष्णुपाद परमहंस परिव्राज कच्छर्य अष्टोत्तर सुत श्री श्रीमद् दिव्यांगे भक्ति सिद्धांत सरस्वती महाराज शिल प्रभुपाद की अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की समवेत गौर भक्त वृंद की श्री श्री बलराम जयंती महामहोत्सव की निताई गौर प्रेमानंदे। ओम ज्ञानतिमिरन्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः। नमो ओं विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Desatarine Namo Mahavadanyaya Krishna Prema Pradayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namine Gauratishe Namaha. He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandho Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hare Priye Vancha Kalpa Taruvyasya Kripa Sindhu Vya Evacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Mukam karoti vachalam, pangum langhayate girim, yat kripa tamaham bande, Shri Guru Dinatarinam, Shri Paramananda Madhavam, Shri Chaitanya Mishwaram. Okay. Hare Krishna. So today is most auspicious day of Balram Purnima. We will read this verse, Srimad Bhagavatam, 5th canto, 8th chapter, text number 9. Okay, so this verse doesn't have a meter, and this is also not looking properly. For both reasons, we will just read it. Aho batayam harina kunakaha kripana ishvara ratha charana paribhramana raena swaguna sruhud bandhubhya parivarjitaha saranam cha mopasadito mameva mata pitaro bhatrugyante yautikams chaivopeyaya nanyam kanchana vedamai ati vishrabha chata eva maya mat parayanasya poshana palana prinana lalanam anasuyananu stheyam saranyopeksha dosha vidusha. Translation and purport by Sri Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Translation. The great king Maharaj Bharata began to think, alas, this helpless young deer, by the force of time, an agent of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, has now lost its relatives and friends and has taken shelter of me. It doesn't know anyone but me, as I have become its father, mother, brother, and relatives. This deer is thinking in this way, and it has full faith in me. It doesn't know anyone but me. Therefore, I should not be envious and think that for the deer, my own welfare will be destroyed. I should certainly raise protect, gratify, and fondle it. When it has taken shelter with me, how can I neglect it? Even though the deer is disturbing my spiritual life, I realize that a helpless person who has taken shelter cannot be neglected. That would be a great fault. Hare Krishna. Amazing. Purport. When a person is advanced in spiritual consciousness or Krishna consciousness, he naturally becomes very sympathetic towards all living entities suffering in the material world. Naturally, such an advanced person thinks of the suffering of the people in general. However, if one does not know of the material sufferings of fallen souls and becomes sympathetic because of bodily comforts, as in the case of Bharat Maharaj, such sympathy or compassion is the cause of one's downfall. If one is actually sympathetic to fallen suffering humanity, he should try to elevate people from material consciousness to spiritual consciousness. As far as the deer was concerned, Bharat Maharaj became very sympathetic. But he forgot that it was impossible for him to elevate a deer to spiritual consciousness, because after all, a deer is but an animal. It was very dangerous for Bharat Maharaj to sacrifice all his regulative principles simply to take care of an animal. The principles enunciated in Bhagavad Gita should be followed. Yam hina byatantyante ete purusham purushabha. As far as the material body is concerned, we cannot do anything for anyone. However, by the grace of Krishna, we may raise a person to spiritual consciousness if we ourselves follow the rules and regulations. If we give up our own spiritual activities and simply become concerned with the bodily comforts of others, we will fall into a dangerous position. Thus ends Srila Prabhupada's purport. Hare Krishna. You'd be wondering, why did I choose this verse for Balram Purnima? This has no relation with Balramji. We will discuss about the relation. Hare Krishna. So the natural effect of practicing bhakti is that our heart becomes very, very soft. That's what is mentioned in Chaitanya Charitamrita. Kaviraj Goswami says that bhakti is enacted or blessed by Srimati Radharani. And Srimati Radharani is the Ladini Sakti. Kaviraj Goswami says, Ladini Karaye Krishne Rananda Swadan. The one effect of Ladini Sakti in the life of a devotee is that it gives pleasure to Krishna. Ladinira dwara hoye bhaktera poshan. And Ladini also does bhaktera poshan. It nourishes the heart of a devotee. And that's how we see a devotee as he practices devotional service, as mentioned in Bhagavad Gita, Daivim Prakriti Ashrita. As he takes shelter of the Daivi Prakriti, Srimati Radharani, the devotee's heart becomes extremely soft and sympathetic, compassionate, gentle, humble, tolerant. All wonderful devotional qualities develop in the heart of a devotee who takes shelter of Srimati Radharani, because bhakti is under the direction of the Ladini Sakti. And the devotee becomes very gentle. The devotee becomes supposed to be gracious. The devotee appreciates everything. The devotee's heart becomes so soft. The devotee cannot tolerate anything harsh on anyone. So these are some of the effects that Ladini is acting on the life of a devotee. We have seen people who have started practicing devotional service. They were voracious meat eaters. Voracious. Every day, 3 times they used to eat meat. But just within some months and years of practice of devotional service, I have seen people feeling so disgust and crying. Oh, what I was doing. I was killing so many animals and eating for my satisfaction of my tongue. But when they were not devotee, they were not feeling any pain. Not a little bit of pain in the heart, seeing the slaughter of such innocent animals. That is the power of devotional service. And that power is given by Srimati Radharani. Srimati Radharani blesses the devotee to make his heart soft and also conducive for serving Krishna. Just like the Prakriti or the lady is supposed to be very soft, supposed to be, and gentle. And then the husband becomes very pleased by hearing the very cooling, soothing, appreciating words of the wife. Okay? And the lady, just like Lakshmi, is serving the husband. Similarly, by the effect of association of Radharani, the Purusha, the living entity in the material world, who is so much having the Purusa Bhav, I am the enjoyer, I am the controller, comes in the role of a Prakriti and develops wonderful qualities which are conducive in line, following in the footsteps of the Prakriti. But then there is a problem. The problem is that if the heart becomes very soft, but the mind and intelligence are not very strong, then that softness of the heart can be employed again to the material world. And that's what happened to Bharat Maharaj. You'll be amazed to know that Bharat Maharaj was almost in Bhava platform. We have Ado Shraddha, Tatha Sadhu Sangha, Bhajana Kriya, Tatha Anartha Nivritti, Tatha Nishta, Shyat Ruchi, Shyat Asakti, Shyat Bhava, Shyat Prema. So he was in the 8th stage of pure devotional service. He was crying for Krishna when he was offering his Gayatri. Last so many years I have been chanting Gayatri. It is so difficult for me to figure out what the Gayatri is meaning. That's why I'm recently reading a book on Gayatri by His Holiness Sachinandan Swami Maharaj to understand what is this Gayatri and who is Gayatri Devi, and becomes so difficult. Hare Krishna at least has the name Krishna, Rama, and Gayatri, especially Brahma Gayatri, it addresses someone else and we have to think about someone else. It becomes very difficult. But Bharat Maharaj was so much in contact with the Supreme Lord that when he was chanting the Gayatri, the Brahma Gayatri, in the morning time, he used to remember the Narayan. And as he was remembering Surya Narayan, he used to cry tears. He used to tremble. He used to shiver in love for Krishna. That was his platform. But then one day he saw a deer, female deer, pregnant deer, and the deer was running and trying to flee away from the fear of a tiger who was chasing her. And as the deer jumped in the river, the deer left the body. Deer, or you'd say doe. The doe left the body and she gave birth out of fear a small baby deer. And Bharat Maharaj feels so compassionate on the deer. The small baby deer brings the baby deer to his ashrama, starts nourishing, caressing. And this is the verse we read today, where Bharat Maharaj gets so affected by the deer that he forgets Gayatri Vandana, Sandhya Vandana, his love for Narayan and his tears for Narayan. And we will read another verse. The deer is ultimately a deer. The deer grows, and just like any animal grows and in search of other mate and everything roams away, the deer, okay, what happened? The deer leaves and the ashrama of Bharat Muni, Bharat Maharaj. And when the deer leaves the ashrama, Bharat Maharaj in the night is searching for the deer. Oh dear, you have not come. You have not come, oh dear. How will you leave? And while searching, this verse comes, 5:8:23. This is the 23rd verse. Yeah, we will read the translation. So Bharat Maharaj is speaking like a madman, searching for the deer in the dead of the night. After speaking like a madman in this way, Maharaj Bharat got up and went outside, seeing the footprints of the deer on the ground. He praised the footprints out of love, saying, "Oh unfortunate Bharata," he's condemning himself, "your austerities and penances are very insignificant compared to the penance and austerity undergone by this earth planet." Just imagine. Something similar the gopis were also praying. Jayati te dhikam janmana braja Shrayata indira sasvadatrahi daita drishyata dikshutavaka tvaidhita sava tvam vichimbate. So the gopis are also praying, searching for the footprints. When the gopis saw the footprints of Krishna, oh, these are the footprints of our Lord. Similarly, Bharat Maharaj is also seeing the, I don't know, how he recognized the footprint of the deer. At least Krishna's footprints has the marks, like thunderbolt, the fist, and the Malati, that Lata, and the barley, and all these footprints are there. But the deer, just imagine, it seems as if Bharata's love for the deer is much more than Gopi's love for Krishna. Because he is able to recognize the deer footprint, which has no distinguishable factor than any other deer footprint or even other animals' footprint. Oh unfortunate Bharata, your austerities and penances are very insignificant compared to the penance and austerity undergone by this earth planet. Due to the earth's severe penances, Hare Krishna, the footprints of this deer, which are small, beautiful, most auspicious, and soft, are imprinted on the surface of this unfortunate planet. Hare Krishna. Just imagine. Exactly the first verse of Gopi Gita. This series of footprints, so a person like me who am bereaved due to the loss of a deer, how the animal has passed through the forest, and how can I regain my lost wealth, my dear? By these footprints, this land has become a proper place for the Brahmanas who desire heavenly planets or liberation to execute sacrifices to the demigods. Just imagine. I would really like to meet the deer. We would keep this deer in front of our temple so that our temple also becomes auspicious and temple construction begins very fast. So, Prabhupada writes a very beautiful purport. It is said that when a person becomes overly involved in loving affairs, he forgets himself as well as others, and he forgets how to act and how to speak. It is said that once a man's son was blind since birth, the father, out of staunch affection for the child, named him Padmalochana, or lotus eye. This is the situation arising from blind love. Bharat Maharaj gradually fell into this condition due to his material love for the deer. It is said in Smriti Sastra, Yasmin deshe mriga krishnaha tasmin dharman
ivodhataha. This tract of land wherein the footprints of a black deer can be seen is to be understood as a suitable place to execute religious rituals. So this verse that is quoted is also quoted from the Shastras. It is indeed true that a place where deer moves becomes auspicious. But Bharat Maharaj is using the Shastric injunction to rationalize his material love and affection for his deer. Hare Krishna. Now we will come to Balram Purnima. So just like Srimati Radharani nourishes the heart of a devotee, makes it very soft, makes it very gentle, conducive, and also filled with devotional qualities which are very, very pleasing to the Lord. Shri Krishna Akarshani. The devotee's heart becomes filled with devotional qualities and the devotee attracts the mercy of the Lord. Similarly, Balaram has the role in the life of a devotee to make the devotee's mind and intelligence very strong, like a fort. Just like when you want to offer milk to Krishna, you imagine today is Balram Purnima and we want to offer milk to Krishna. Special Keshar Badam milk made by Vrindavan Chari Prabhu, and he wants to offer it to Krishna. And he wants to give a very earthly feeling, organic feeling to Balramji, feeling like as if he is in Vrindavan. So he brings a very wonderful mud glass or a mud lota to give Balramji special milk or Balramji's favorite Baruni beverage he made. But the problem is that the mud lota has a hole. And as he chants the mantra and gets up, all the milk has gone away. Exactly in the same way, as to preserve the milk, we require a very good vessel, so that the milk which is prepared with so much of devotion, the milk that is prepared with so much of items and everything, that can be preserved to be offered to the right person. Similarly, Sri Balramji acts in the life of a devotee, the Sambit Sakti, to Sambit, to help a devotee understand and discriminate between where to offer and repose my love and where not to offer and repose my soft heart. Where to repose my soft heart and where not to repose my soft heart. Because the heart has become very, very soft. So that is the role of Balramji in the life of a devotee, in the life of a sadhaka. And that's how he is also called the Adi Guru, or the person who helps us understand and discriminate where to repose our affection for. Om Ajnanati Mirandhasya Jnananjana Shilakaya. As the heart becomes very soft, as is mentioned in the purport by Srila Prabhupada, we sometimes get blinded to repose that soft heart and affection in a materialistic way, in the material world, on a very material platform. But Balramji and the Guru Tattva helps us to protect our heart, which is actually meant for serving Krishna. Ladini has prepared the heart for Krishna. Ladini has nourished the heart of a devotee for Krishna. But if a devotee is not careful and doesn't have the blessings of Balaram, the devotee would inevitably utilize that soft heart prepared by Ladini Sakti or Bhakti Devi, devotional energy, in service of again the material world. And we will see some of the pastimes of Balramji, how Balram protects the devotees. We will see 3 things and 3 pastimes. We will not discuss about how Balram kills the demon. We will discuss about how Balram deals with devotees. The first principle is how Balram helps us in protecting us from attachment to familial relationships. First is attachment. We see how Rukmini was so bold. Just imagine for a girl whose marriage is already fixed, the cards are already out, and just one day is remaining for the marriage, and this is not the time of Instagram and Facebook that you can just type to your lover or you do something and then flee away. This is not a time. And they had no options. He had no option to even connect to Krishna, her lover. But somehow she is so bold. She puts confidence on a Brahmana, sends the letter to a Brahmana, through a Brahmana to Krishna. And Krishna reads the letter and gives a strategy to Krishna to come and kidnap. So just imagine how Rukmini is so strong to offer her affection to Krishna. Yes? So she is not just an ordinary lady. She has shown her affection to Krishna. Krishna has come to protect Rukmini and kidnap Rukmini, and Rukmini is on the chariot of Krishna. And she is feeling so blessed. But then Rukmini, her brother, attacks Krishna. And Krishna starts fighting with Rukmini. And Rukmini is within just one shot, clean bowled. Rukmini is just raising his arrows, the bow and arrow is broken. He raises his sword, the sword and shield is broken. And then Rukmini stands like that, and Krishna binds Rukmini, takes out the sword and holds the hair of Rukmini like this and is about to kill Rukmini in front of Rukmini. And immediately Rukmini forgets everything, that he is the cause of my disturbance with my beloved. Yes? He only made that arrangement of marriage with Sisupal. Rukmini forgets everything and starts crying, shivering. Oh, my brother! What will happen to you? What will happen to you? And Rukmini catches the feet of Krishna. Please save my brother. Please save my brother. And then Krishna, in order to pacify Rukmini, Krishna does a saving. I don't know how with a sword you can save. Something Krishna only can do. So Krishna saves with his sword half of Rukmini's hair, half of Rukmini's moustache, and binds Rukmini with some ropes, and Rukmini is looking like an animal to be offered in slaughter. His money and the jewels and the helmet is gone. And Balram, who was following Krishna, who had come from Dwaraka to protect Krishna, he reaches the spot and sees Rukmini completely frustrated. This is my first meeting with my beloved, and this is what he did with my own brother. Sometimes it is very easy to love Krishna, but when Krishna starts doing some things in your life, it becomes very difficult to digest him. Right? It takes Srila Prabhupada to say that when his business went away, recently I was hearing a lecture by Srila Prabhupada on the disappearance of Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur. Srila Prabhupada was telling that I was trying so much by doing my business, but Krishna was so merciful on me that my business never worked. And after failing so many times, I left the business and fully surrendered to Krishna's will. Who can say like this? It takes a lot to say like this, to laugh when your business, where you are invested crores of rupees during those times, right? And just the fire is burning. And Srila Prabhupada had all reasons to tell, I supported Gaudiya Math with the money from the business. And this is what Krishna you did. Srila Prabhupada was a very great donor. He was a very, very promising donor for the Gaudiya Math. When in Allahabad all the Gaudiya Math devotees came, Srila Prabhupada was telling that when the devotees first arrive in Allahabad and they were looking for who can help them, all the people in Allahabad said, or Prayagraj said, that go to Abhay Babu. He is a very nice person. He will give you charity. And that's how Srila Prabhupada was telling in the lecture that all the devotees came to me and I really helped them. So Srila Prabhupada's wealth and business was fully meant for serving Krishna. He helped a lot to carry forward the mission of his Guru. But when his business, which was meant for service of Krishna, was getting burnt, it takes a lot to laugh at it. So here Rukmini, though Rukmini is the goddess of fortune, Rukmini is behaving like a conditioned soul just to teach us lesson. That's what the acharyas they say. Rukmini, though she has written the letter, she has brought Krishna, and now she is facing a tug of war between material emotions and spiritual affection and attraction to Krishna. And here comes the role of Balram ji. So Balram immediately comes and chastises Krishna in order to bring Rukmini to his side. This is how we also do. You have to first develop confidence, because it is first interaction of Balram with Rukmini. Just understand. Till now, Rukmini has not met, what do you say? The elder brother? In Odisha we say something, but I will not say what we say. But Jait, right? The elder brother. The elder brother of the husband is almost like the father-in-law. Or rather, in Odisha, it is said 1.5 times father-in-law. Right? So if father-in-law is Sasur, and Odisha, the elder brother is called Deda Sasur. Matlab 1.5 times the father-in-law. So he has to be respected like that. Because the entire property is on him. So if you want the property division nicely, you have to give him a lot of respect. It is a material explanation. But the elder brother is Deda Sasur. 1.5 times respected more than the father-in-law. In Odisha, that is called like that. So, Rukmini's first interaction with Balram. Balram has never met Rukmini, and Rukmini has never met Balram. And the first time Balram comes into picture and sees Rukmini in a very, very bereaved condition. Her necklaces or ornaments had fallen away. Her face has become very dumb, fearing that my brother is going to get killed. And today is Raksha Bandhan. Hare Krishna. Shri Nitai Gauranga ki, Srila Prabhupada ki. So now Balramji is going to do the Raksha of Rukmini from the Bandhan. Or Rukmi. That is true meaning of Raksha Bandhan. So now Balramji sees Rukmini, but he has to first get Rukmini to his confidence. Because Rukmini is a stranger now. So Balramji as an elder brother first chastises Krishna thoroughly. ये कोई बात हुआ? ये हमारे साले हुए? So brother-in-law, huh? This is how you should deal with our family members? Rukmini feels, ये मेरा आदमी है. Rukmini gets clean bored. At least someone in this world is there who knows my heart. Actually, first we need to get the heart, to surgery the heart, you know. You see, the doctors who do surgery, like I was in Bhaktivedanta hospital, one surgeon came to investigate me. And the surgeon was, nothing will happen, nothing will happen, nothing will happen. And like that, telling nothing will happen, he did everything. So the surgeons are very, very gentle, very soft spoken. Of all the doctors, because surgery is the most painful, the surgeons are very gently spoken. They know very nicely that nothing will happen. Like one person did surgery of my boil. How nicely he did my surgery, and he convinced me to not take an anesthesia for the surgery. Na kuch nahi hoga. This much hole he made. And this much size hole he made on my body. And he convinced me to not take anesthesia. And I was getting convinced like hypnotism. But when the pain came, the pain was painful, very, very painful. The doctor put his scapula inside me like that, you know, and all the time that, kuch nahi hai, ho gaya. So that is Balramji's plow. हो जाएगा. बस थोड़ा सा बाकी है. So Balramji is also like a surgeon. First, he is getting Rukmini to his side, speaking so nice words. If you read the Srimad Bhagavatam, oh nice, is this a way, Krishna? Right? Is this a way? We can open that verse. I'll tell you. 10th chapter, 10th canto, 54th chapter, maybe 39 or 38. Is this a way you have to deal with your brother-in-law? This is a relative. Such a nice person, and this Kshatriya has to be dealt like this? So in this way, Balramji chastises Krishna like anything, and Rukmini becomes very fond of Balramji. Because the counselor has to first develop confidence before he does the surgery. Right? So Balramji is Adi Guru. He first... Okay, go down. No, this is not. This is now he's teaching Rukmini. That is a what? My dear Krishna. Someone can read?
My dear Krishna, you have acted improperly. This deed will bring shame on us. For to disfigure a close relative by shaving off his moustache and hair is as good as killing him.
उसको ऐसे किया, जहां जहां जाएगा बोलेगा जीजाजी ने ऐसे किया, जीजाजी ने हमारा क्या नाम होगा? ऐसे पहली बार तुम मिल रहा है तुम्हारे साले से, गिफ्ट देना चाहिए. Actually, the husband is very fond of the Sala because the Sala and the sister are very attached. Like I remember my sister, when he wanted to marry, there was a love marriage, and my father was completely against, my all family members were against, and my father said, you are eldest son and you have to now act. I said, I am the youngest one. How I am the eldest son? Whenever any decision comes, you taking loan and putting all the loan on my head, then I am the youngest son. I have to follow you. Whenever some difficulty comes, I am the elder son. I am not going to deal with with that person whom my sister is loving. No. You decide whether you want to get her married or not. Now I have resigned now, everything. And then again, he picked up the services when the marriage happened. So then, first time I called my brother-in-law. When I called my brother-in-law, it was like nectar pouring on my ears. I was in IIT that time. I heard that you're going to join the ashram. Don't worry. In the entire family, if anyone supported my joining the ashram was my brother-in-law, who has not till now become brother-in-law. Just imagine the power of love. And I heard that your sister also has a bank loan for the MBA studies. I will take care of the bank loan. Wow. Then I said, don't worry, I will take care of the bank loan because I don't want my sister when she goes to the in-laws and the in-laws will say, Dahej to kuch leke nahi aaya, loan leke aaya Dahej mein. I don't want. And then my brother-in-law said, don't worry, I will take care of sister, I'll take care of father and all those things. Then I started speaking about marriage and commitment of marriage. This is not just a doll's play and everything. And he, though he was very superior to me, he was hearing so submissively because he knew, yahi abhi sutradhar hai. Abhi yahi bandh sakta hai bandhan. And then I said, I talked with him, I understood that he's a nice guy. And till date, he actually is taking so nice care of my father. He's so grateful that actually I intervened and I did everything, all the processing and everything. And then so he's very, very grateful. He takes care of my father, all the health needs and everything. I don't have to worry at all because of him. So in this way, generally, Balramji is telling, we have to be very loving and kind to the brother-in-law. And Rukmini comes to the side of Balram, and then Balramji speaks power-packed words. So we will read now from 42. Balramji is telling to Rukmini, Balram said, your attitude is unfair. For like an ignorant person, you wish good fortune, good to those who are inimical to all living beings and who have done evil to your true well-wishers. So this is how, when one person becomes blinded, he behaves. Sometimes we see that our family members, our relatives, they may be very sinful. And out of gratitude to them, we may also continue our sins along with them, or we may support their sins. And that is a very, very dangerous position for a devotee. Sometimes a devotee, out of gratitude, oh, my father has done so much. Like I remember when I was very small, from childhood, I was fighting with my family members for non-veg. They used to take fish, and from very childhood, when I came to know that it is fish and everything, I was fighting. And there was always, whenever there will be fish brought to the house, there will be always asanti. And I remember one of my uncle, you know what he said? Little bit fish now you can take. Your mother and father, they are taking so nice care of you. Don't you feel little grateful? Out of gratitude for maintaining the peace of family, once in a week, little bit fish if you take, what's the problem? I said, I can't take. And again, there was so much of. So one need to understand that one cannot do sin out of material gratitude and familial connection with one's relatives and family members. One has to really be firm against the breaking of the principles of scriptures. No matter whether they are our family members, they are our relatives, they are even our sons and daughters. And that strength to not get swayed away by material affection, material gratitude, and to understand that actually even my father is taking care of me. Actually, Krishna is inspiring my father to take care of me. Otherwise, my father cannot take care. To understand that knowledge, to have that discrimination, how much to show material affection to my father and mother when they are forcing me to do wrong things, requires the strength of Balram. Because sometimes we may become very hard-hearted and very harsh, or sometimes we may get fluid and flow away with the dictations of our family members, whatever they are saying. So that discrimination, when to be hard and how much to be hard, when to be harsh and how much to be harsh, and how to deal politely and be very firm to the family members who are against our Krishna consciousness, the strength of it is given by Balram. Because the practice of devotional service, like Rukmini's heart is very soft. A devotee's heart also becomes very soft. And because of the soft heart, there is a chance or probability even Srila Prabhupada also writes in the Bharat Maharaj section, there is a chance that the devotee may get swayed away by the pangs of material affection, and because of which may again get binded by the laws of nature. And then Balramji is telling, next. Oh, this is not working. The Supreme Lord's Maya makes men forget their real selves, and thus taking the body for the self, they consider others to be friends, enemies or neutral parties. So Balramji after that speaks about extensively to Rukmini about the knowledge of soul. Right? And then when Balramji speaks fully about the knowledge of soul, there is a beautiful verse that Sukadeva Goswami writes in 50th. Open the 50th verse and we'll read this and we'll end this section. It's a nice verse. Sukadeva Goswami speaks about what effect Balram's guidance had on Rukmini's heart. Shri Shuka Vacha Evam Bhagavata Tanvi Ramena Pratibodhita Vaimanasyam Parityajya Mano Buddhya Samadade Evam Bhagavata Tanvi Ramena Pratibodhita Vaimanasyam Parityajya Mano Buddhya Samadade Mano Buddhya Samadade Evam Bhagavata Tanvi, slender vested Rukmini. So the Sukadeva Goswami is explaining that how Rukmini is a very soft lady, right? Ramena Pratibodhita, enlightened by Lord Balaram. Pratibodhita, Vaimanasyam, she gave up her depression. Parityajya, gave up her depression. Why? What is the cause of the depression? Oh, by my practice of Krishna consciousness, oh, by being connected with Krishna, I brought so much of pain to my brother, so much of pain to my father. This is a depression. So she gave up that. Mano Buddhya Samadhade. Her mind and intelligence was very, very composed. So this is the first role of Balramji in the life of a devotee, that he gives the devotee the strength to control his soft heart or her soft heart and not get swayed away, and the soft heart not get swayed away to material emotions and material affection. Okay? The next story that is relevant in our life in this connection is the story when Balramji goes to Vrindavan. When Lord Balaram visits Vrindavan, actually Lord Balaram has been telling again and again Lord Krishna, chalo, let's go. Krishna says, no. If I want to go, I don't want to again come back. Until now, the situation is, if I go now, again I have to come back. So I want to go and then not again come back. Because I know if I go, they will not leave me. And if I leave, then they will again ask me that, and I will again say I will come back, and then they will have no faith on my words. Because already one time I have cheated them. So like this, Krishna used to give lot of explanations and rationalizations to Lord Balram that why he doesn't want to go to again back. That's what Jiva Goswami says. Though it is not mentioned in Srimad Bhagavatam, Jiva Goswami says why Krishna would not agree to Balram's proposal to go to Vrindavan. So finally Balramji says, okay, I will go. And then Krishna writes so many wonderful letters for the gopis, for the Brajavasis. Just like Uddhava gets letters, Balramji also gets lot of letters by Krishna to all different gopis and to all the Brajavasis, which Balramji comes to meet in the month of, I think, spring. In the spring, Chaitra, Madhumadhava, Mahina, month. So when Balramji comes, he meets Nanda Baba, Yasoda, the Brajavasis, the Gopis. He pacifies the Gopis. And then Balramji has his own set of Gopis who were waiting for Balramji to. I think Chaitra Purnima, Krishna Balaram Ras Yatra. So they decide for the Ras Leela, Ras Krida. And Balramji's Ras Leela is little different, little different than Krishna's Leela. Krishna's Ras Leela is difficult to conceive, and Balramji's Ras Leela is not impossible to conceive. So one is difficult. There are some explanations at least we can give to Krishna's Ras Leela. For Balram's Ras Leela, we cannot give any explanation, because Jiva Goswami says Mother Lakshmi comes to assist the Balram's Ras Leela, which in Krishna Ras Leela that doesn't happen. Mother Lakshmi comes to give garlands to Balramji, to dance with the gopis and play with the gopis. That doesn't happen in Krishna's Ras Leela. So Balramji is roaming around like a mad elephant along with so many the gopis who are like compared to sea elephant. And Balramji is not feeling that kick. Understanding something like that emotions have to develop. And Balramji is not feeling. And Balramji shouts, Baruni, 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 like that. Means liquor. Transcendental, divine liquor. So without the liquor, you cannot enjoy, right? You cannot have dance. So Balramji, he says, as soon as he says like this, so one lady, Barun Dev sends his daughter called Baruni. So Baruni Devi is the daughter of Barun Dev. And Baruni Devi, you would also hear Baruni Devi coming out from the Samudra Manthan. So Baruni Devi comes out and gives this special beverage called the Baruni beverage. So this Baruni beverage is made through some honey, distillation of honey, and also some say that you have to mix some dahi. Some say that it is only honey. And in ISKCON, it is dahi and honey when mixed 50% and then becomes Baruni. So it's little bit hazy understanding. And we will all keep for all of you to understand when you reach Vrindavan Dham. So when you reach Vrindavan Dham, you can ask from Baruni. And you have to go with Balram, roam around with him, and then he will give you. So that Baruni comes and Balramji starts drinking, starts feeding everyone, because everyone has to get intoxicated. Sabko, he drinks, feeds everyone. And all the ladies start drinking Balram, and the demigods are offering flowers. Baba, kaise pee raha hai? Wow. And Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur says, and our Acharyas say, this is how the Lord enjoys, and the saints are glorifying, the sages are glorifying, the demigods are glorifying. That means it's a completely divine act. And then Sukadeva Goswami says, after he has drunk and made all the ladies drunk, everyone is rolling. Dum, dum, like one leg this side, one leg that side, one leg this side. And all the ladies are also, dancing. They were not able to see where is the earth, where is the water, where is Yamuna. And like that rolling, sometimes when you drink a lot, so when the Yamuna is far, the river is far, you feel that river has come very near, right? So Balramji is thinking, I think the Yamuna has come very near, so he is wanting to dip in, but the Yamuna is already very far. So, oh, Yamuna is very far. Yamuna, come! I cannot go. I want to enjoy. Like that, Balramji shouts at Yamuna and tells, come, come, come. I don't want to go. All my girlfriends, we all want to enjoy. And Yamuna Devi feels apprehensive or have doubt. कि ये कौन पियक्कड़ है? Who is this fellow who is drinking liquor and calling me, whom I am consort of Krishna? Huh? I am such an exalted lady, and I am being called for with harsh words, with no people come to Yamuna and glorify me. They put dandavat to me. So many acharyas of all the sampradayas have written glories of Yamuna. Lord Krishna plays with me. And this Balaram, just imagine, actually Yamuna Devi knows Balaram. Yamuna Devi has seen Krishna Balaram playing. Yamuna Devi has seen that Balaram killed Pralamba. Yamuna Devi has seen Balaram killing Dhanuka. After seeing all these things, Yamuna becomes completely bewildered and apprehensive and doubts the position of Lord Balram. Yamuna Devi, she is very hesitant. She doesn't go, being very doubtful. And in her mind, she starts offending Balramji. And when Yamuna Devi starts offending Balram and she doesn't come, then Balram shouts more and brings his plow, that surgical instrument. Balramji employs that plow everywhere, wherever surgery is required. So Balramji throws the plow on the other side of Yamuna. You understanding? The plow extends. This side, there is far away the bank and the Yamuna, and then the other side of the bank. And Balramji puts the plow, the end of the plow on the other side of the Yamuna. And you understanding? If you drag now, the Yamuna will come. And as Balramji starts even putting that sound, then Yamuna understood. And then immediately Yamuna comes and starts praying, oh Lord, you are everything. You have kept Prithvi on your head as Sesa. You are the seat of Lord Narayan. And I am so foolish that I disobeyed your order, thinking that you are intoxicated like a ordinary person. And then Yamuna Devi offers her water to Balram, and Balram starts playing and enjoying in the rivers of Yamuna. So the second principle that Balramji protects the devotee is in not taking Krishna's position or the position of spiritual master or Param Vaishnavas in a material way. Understanding the divine position of Krishna. Janma karma chame divyam evam yo vedi tattvataha. So this knowledge of how Krishna is divine, how his devotees are divine, how the Paramhamsas are divine, and they are beyond the reach of material rules and regulations. And the doubts that come in our heart sometimes, कि सही है क्या? कृष्ण ने सही किया क्या? So that moralistic mind, understanding the moralistic principle of this world, starts thinking and projecting Krishna, projecting Balaram, projecting the Paramhamsas in the same light as the material living entities, the material rules and regulations. And that's how we see that how Balramji is expert as a spiritual master. And it is a very, very dangerous disease. We see the example of Ramachandra Puri. Ramachandra Puri was so closely associating with his spiritual master Madhavendra Puri. And Madhavendra Puri was in his last stage, passing stool, urine on the bed. And Ramachandra Puri and Ishwara Puri both were disciples, and they were cleaning. And the stool is like stool only. And Ramachandra Puri was not able to understand, seeing the stool, urine and the condition of Madhavendra Puri. And Madhavendra Puri was crying. And Ramachandra Puri started thinking, I think he is crying because of his condition. Oh, मैं क्या, you know how people at the last stages starts crying, देखो मेरा कैसा हो गया, मैं bed में कर रहा हूँ, ये कर रहा हूँ, वो कर रहा हूँ. So thinking that Madhavendra Puri is crying for that situation, and when Madhavendra Puri used to tell, oh Lord, where are you? So Ramachandra Puri was thinking that I think he is crying to the Lord so that he can be delivered from this abominable, obnoxious condition. And that's how Ramachandra Puri start telling to Madhavendra Puri, his spiritual master, just focus on Brahman, you will get liberated. Brahma Bhuta Prasanta Atma Na Kankshati Na Sochati. He never laments, whatever situation you are in. In this way, he dares instructing his spiritual master Madhavendra Puri, being very close to his spiritual master and seeing the human aspect of the spiritual master. So Balaram, Krishna and the divine personalities, when they take birth in this world, they also exhibit a human side. Just like Rama Charitam. So when Lord Rama and Krishna, they come, they don't behave like Lord. They also have their human side. They exhibit their human side so that the human beings can relate with their pastimes. But just because they are exhibiting human-like pastimes so that human beings can relate with them, that doesn't mean that they have become human beings. Sometimes the spiritual master may behave like a human being. That doesn't mean that he has become a human being, an ordinary human being. We must understand that we have to be very, very careful in dealing with Lord and spiritual master and not become overly familiar, seeing their human-like activities and understanding they are also like one of them. And that's what happened also to Gadadhar Pandit. Gadadhar Pandit, when he saw Pundarik Vidyanidhi, he saw Pundarik Vidyanidhi decorated with so much, eating pan and with gold ornaments, and he started in his mind offending Pundarik Vidyanidhi. So we need to understand this fact that Balramji as Adi Guru also protects us from becoming doubtful, apprehensive. Sometimes after spending years and years in practice of Krishna consciousness, we may become doubtful of spiritual world. Actually, hey kya? Because this is something which you cannot see, this is just a realization. So that realization that there is a spiritual realm which is divine, which is beyond the mundane world, that realization comes from the power of Balram, the Shakti of Balram. Otherwise, we may also consider the pastimes of Radha and Krishna as some mundane affair, mundane loving affair. So this is the second thing that Balramji helps a devotee. That is apprehensions. A devotee also, after practice of Krishna consciousness, after some years, develops doubt. And because he has practiced now for so many years, he feels very, very shameful, or he feels little reluctant to open his heart. Arey, I have been practicing last 30 years, still I am having doubt. How can I reveal this to anyone? So these doubts remain in the heart. And so long these doubts remain in the heart about the position of Krishna, about position of Balram, about position of one spiritual master, about position of Srila Prabhupada and the Guru Parampara, these doubts will not help us advance. These doubts will result in offense, and the offense will result in fall down. So Yamuna was very fortunate. Why Yamuna was fortunate? That immediate surgery happened by Balramji. Right? But if we try to hide the doubts, and if we don't reveal those doubts, then immediately the chance is we will have to fall down. And that's why we need to pray to Balramji today, that, oh Balramji, please protect me from being apprehensive about Krishna's spiritual position, from being apprehensive about Krishna's pastimes being divine, from being apprehensive about the existence of the spiritual world, from being apprehensive about the truths of the spiritual truths, and put innocent trust and faith on the spiritual truths explained in Srimad Bhagavatam. So that should be our second prayer to Balramji. The third one that affects the devotee after he practices Krishna consciousness. So when a devotee starts practicing Krishna consciousness, he gets lot of skills by which he is able to mesmerize audience, he is able to attract the audience, and then slowly arrogance develops in the heart. I have become very divine now. Just see so many people with rapt attention here from me. And I am able to transform so many people. Now I am a Siksha Guru. I am a Diksha Guru now. I am a GVC. I am a temple president. So these spiritual positions may be offered to a devotee as he practices and takes responsibility in the mission of Guru Parampara. But there is a chance that a person becomes arrogant of his spiritual position. And that's how Balramji purifies Roma Harshana Sutta. Balramji had gone for the because he didn't wanted to join the war. The war was between Duryodhana and Yudhishthir, and he loved Yudhishthir and also he loved Duryodhana. One of the name of Balramji out of all the names is Duryodhana Guru. Duryodhana Guru Sakshat, like that, one of the name. So, because only one time one devotee was asking His Holiness Bhakti Charu Swami Maharaj that how come Balramji became Guru of Duryodhana? So, Maharaj very nicely said that Balramji is so merciful that he knows that without him in this entire universe, there is no one to give Duryodhana the shelter. And in the course of fighting and teaching him mess, Balramji was giving him, just like we have, Partha Educational Center and we have coaching institute. And in the course of coaching institute, we used to give them Krishna consciousness. So Balaram was teaching mess. But in between, he will tell Krishna is the Supreme Lord. And don't become envious of the Pandavas. But Duryodhana would learn the mess fighting and put those words in this ear and take out in other ear. And that's why Duryodhana didn't got transformed. But Balramji had a lot of love and affection for Duryodhana to help him transform and become nice. He tried a lot. So when he didn't join the war, he started doing parikrama, tirtha yatra around the world, around India. He comes to Naimisharanya, where Roma Harshana Sutta, Roma Harshana. Sukadev Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur says that Roma Harshana, Harsha matlab happiness. When Roma Harshana Sutta used to give a class, when we give class, people will sleep. But Roma Harshana was so powerful that the hairs will stand on the ends out of happiness of the audience. Like that, the audience will be mesmerized and spellbound by his class. And once when he was giving a class and all the sages were hearing, Balramji enters and sees Roma Harshana sitting like this and not even standing to receive him. So Balramji again does surgery. But he has left his plow telling to Krishna, now I am not going to lift weapons now. Ho gaya bahut. So now he has no weapon. He's a tirtha yatri. You don't get a tirtha yatri with weapons. And he's a tirtha yatri. He's a sadhu. And Jiva Goswami says, because he's a sadhu, he used the weapon of a sadhu, kusha, to kill and do surgery of Roma Harshana Sutta. And our acharyas say that another reason why Balramji used kusa is that this Roma Harshana Sutta, out of arrogance, has fallen down so much that even kusa can kill him. So when a person gets affected by arrogance, the most insignificant item in this world can fall down in his life. So in this way, Balramji does this surgery And we can pray that, "O Krishna, O Balramji, on your birthday, please help me get rid of this arrogance. All what you have given me is all what I have, and let me not become proud of all the spiritual assets that you have given me for serving Krishna." Sometimes when we get material accolades, material accomplishments, or in this material world people start appreciating our devotional service, we may get our heart, which is naturally soft, may get affected and attached to this material fame and name that the devotional service brings in. And Balramji protects the devotee from getting affected by all these things. So these are the three principles in which Balramji protects the mind and intelligence of a devotee and fortifies the mind and intelligence, so that the soft heart that Ladini has prepared, the Keshar Badam milk that Radharani has prepared in our heart, it can be nicely offered to Krishna. Hare Krishna. In the last principle, when a devotee becomes very pure, being fortified by Balramji, Jiva Goswami writes a wonderful purport regarding Balramji, which we will read and end. This is Srimad Bhagavatam, 10th canto, 65th chapter, 16th verse. Srila Prabhupada's disciples include Jiva Goswami's commentary directly in the purport, 10:65:16. So this verse is a very special verse where Balramji is speaking to the gopis and pacifying the gopis, that when he has come to Vrindavan. Sankarshanasta Krishnasya Sandeshe Hridayam Gamai Santvayam Asa Bhagavan Nana Nunaya Kovidha Sankarsanasta Krishnasya Sandeshe Hridayam Game Santvayam Asa Bhagavan Nana Nunaya Kovidha. Translation and purport by disciples of His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada ki jai, His disciples ki jai. Translation. The Supreme Lord Balaram, the attractor of all, being expert at various kinds of consolation, consoled the gopis by relaying to them the confidential message Lord Krishna had sent with him. These messages deeply touched the gopis' heart. Purport. Srila Jiva Goswami quotes the following verse from Sri Vishnu Puran, which describes the messages Lord Balram brought from Krishna for the gopis. Sandeshe Sama Madhure Prema Garver Agarvitaha Ramena Vashita Gopyaha Krishna Shyati Manohare. Lord Balram consoled the gopis by giving them Lord Krishna's most charming messages, which expressed sweet consolation, which were inspired by his pure love for them, and which were without a tinge of pride. Srila Jiva Goswami also comments that this is very important, the Srila Jiva Goswami also comments that the use of the name Sankarshana here implies that Balram attracted Lord Krishna to appear in his mind, and in this way sold Sri Krishna to the gopis. Hare Krishna. So practically, Balram made Krishna appear in his mind, and he gave a glimpse of Krishna, and actually Balram was not giving the message. So Balram was sitting, and there was a video screen. Now we'll do a little bit so that all of us can understand. So there is a video screen on the forehead of Balram, and Balram was sitting like this in meditation, and Krishna was directly speaking from the mind of Balram to the gopis. That's what Jiva Goswami says. Thus Balram consoled Sri Krishna's beloved girlfriends. Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti comments that Lord Shri Krishna sent various messages. Some instructed the gopis in transcendental knowledge, others were consolatory, and still others revealed the Lord's power. Besides its given meaning, the word Hridayam Gamai also indicates that these messages were very confidential. So in the end of protecting and fortifying the devotee's heart with transcendental knowledge, Balaram also attracts Krishna and connects Krishna with the devotee. And that's why the last one is called attraction, Sankarashana. So Balaram's another name is also called Sankarashana, one who attracts Krishna and makes Krishna available for the devotee. Just like Balaram made Krishna available for the gopis, Balramji, as the representative of Guru Parampara or Adi Guru, not just purifies the mind and intelligence and makes it very strong to protect the devotee's heart, and also makes Krishna available. You may have a milk prepared by Radharani as your heart, and your mind and intelligence may become very strong and fortified. But if Krishna doesn't come to taste the milk, what is the use of that milk? So Balramji also as Sankarshan attracts Krishna and makes Krishna drink the milk. Just like Nityananda Prabhu, in the same Balaram himself attracted Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in Panihati and made him eat the chida dahi and made him take the service of Raghunath Das Goswami. The service of Raghunath Das Goswami, demand of the service to Raghunath, hey Raghunath, feed me and feed my cowherd boys. But Nityananda Prabhu attracted Lord Chaitanya from Jagannath Puri, made him eat the chida dahi of Raghunath Das Goswami, and made Raghunath Das Goswami most fortunate, and finally also fed Raghunath Das Goswami with the Maha of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. This is the work of Nityananda or Sankarshana. He first prepares our mind and intelligence, fortifies it. Srimati Radharani helps us in making our heart available, and then Balramji makes Krishna available for the devotees so that Krishna can enjoy the wonderful heart prepared by Srimati Radharani for serving Krishna. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Shri Balram Punima Maha Mahotsav ki, Shri Balram ji ki, Shri Krishna Bhagavan ke, Srila Prabhupada ke. So now His Grace Ananta Bhagavan Prabhu will give class on Balram ji. Hare Krishna. Thank you so much.